Hi, my name is Pete Greig from 24/7 Prayer. After 20 years leading a prayer movement, one of my favorite chapters of the Bible is Romans 8, because it's all about prayer. And verse 26 says this: the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. That's beautiful. When one of our sons was very little, he brought me a piece of paper one day on which he had scribbled just lots of shapes, and he said to me, "Daddy, look what I've written." And then I looked at it and I said, "Well, that's really good, Danny, well done." And then he said something that struck fear into me. He said, "Read it." And I looked at the piece of paper and it was just nonsense. It was hieroglyphics. It was meaningless. But then I looked at his face and I thought about the weird little things that go on in his head. And I thought about the kind of day he had had. And I read his scribbles. And he nodded his head and said, "Well done, Daddy, very good." I think that's what happens in prayer. I don't think God's overly worried about the outward form of us getting all the right words, the right language. He looks at our faces as a loving Father. He thinks about the kind of day we've had, the weird little things that go on in our heads. And we're told the Spirit of God interprets our prayers, even in wordless groans, before the heart of the Father. That's a beautiful reassurance.